Welcome to Tabletop Theater, presented to you by To Die For RPG. Today we will be speaking in awful accents. Hopefully we will be insulting just about everyone and thus making some enemies that will follow our show and possibly not give us money. This is always a good option, since we are not getting any money anyways. So, today with us we have the legendary director Le Carlos. And
Hello.
with him the player Le John.
Hello.
The tiny John. Not to be mixed up with the big John. He's somewhere. We don't know him.
You've got a big joint, you didn't tell me?
Yeah. You never asked, did you?
I'm sure you're meant to declare if you've got any Johns.
Oh boy.
Only at the customs.
Well, hello everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? I suppose for you guys it's middle of daytime. For me, nice and sunny outside. It's beautiful.
It's almost midnight here, so it's dark. With the exception of this place, because I have access to a lamp. And that's my six pack.
So we're thinking we might want to start a little bit sooner. Right?
What?
This way you guys don't have to go to as well as so late at night.
Yes. So to start earlier this podcast, well, now we don't have to worry about certain children being a part of it. Not that we don't like Zimmy's children, we just don't like them.
They are adorable.
They are adorable, but they have no place in this stream because I have to have my editor blur them out, and my editor is gonna strangle me if there's any more kids in the show, especially without shirts on.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. You mean I could actually be naked this whole time and make it just blurred out?
Yeah, you can be naked. You don't give a toss.
Nobody told me this. What the fuck?
They can shut
I've been
up.
wearing clothes this whole time for nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're actually gonna get more people to watch the show if you take your shirt off.
I don't know about that. I'm not quite there yet.
That's just lack of commitment. Oh, we also have the names switched around. We have Feng and Director Carlos with the wrong names on.
I can't even see that screen.
Yeah, no worries. I'm handling that part. So I just...
It's like some always want me to do a Spanish accent.
Yeah, you were supposed to be Le Carlos. But... Is it Le or La? And I always get those mixed up.
Wow.
The what?
Oh wait, is Le and
L.
La right?
L. It depends on
L.
whether it's masculine or feminine in the name. So here's the thing about the other languages besides English. There are fixed rules.
What?
Especially Spanish has exact fixed rules.
I do
Once
not
you know the
believe this.
rules, you can do the thing with little to no exceptions, unlike the American language, which is, or I'm sorry, the English language, not American,
Yeah.
the English language, which is a hodgepodge of 6 or 7 or 8 different languages all mixed
Oh,
in
it's
one
the
word.
bastard child of Europe.
So what did this one guy put it very well? It's like English is 7 languages in a trench coat pretending to be one.
Yeah, and there are no fixed rules. There's not a single fixed rule in the English language.
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
there
about
is rules,
memorization.
but they all...
Really?
Yeah, they just contradict each other.
Oh yeah, like I said, there is no fixed. It's not fixed. If there's an exception or a contradiction, then it's not a fixed rule.
Well, you got like the stuff like, you know, like this. There's like stuff like sayings or like spellings like I before E, except after C.
Unless
Actually, it turns out that's not the case. It's as many words with the opposite arrangements.
Yep.
With
That's
E and
my
I.
fucking point. That is literally my point, folks.
Yep. That's why I am glad that my mother language is as structured as Finnish is. Because we came up with how to actually write Finnish in the 1800s, so it hasn't had the time to go all wonky yet. The other option is Japanese, which has remained the same for the last 1,000 years. Or
Just go
Chinese.
Latin-based, man. Latin-based has the exact same rules,
Yeah.
which
like
makes it
I
easier
like Finnish.
when Spanish is talking to Italian.
Latin languages.
Latin languages. Let's not open that thing. I'm just telling you, how do the French think when they think of the number 99? It's literally two. In my language, it would be 99. In English, 99 is like 9 and 9.
Yeah.
9 tenths and 9 ninths. And
Okay.
in French, that is neuf. 9.
9.
But it's not neuf neuf. Or not neuf neuf, or not something like that. It's 99, which is 4, 20, and 19. 4, 20,
Yeah.
19.
That's
Yeah,
Roman though, but I mean they're going off the Roman numerical system at
By the
that
way,
point.
420, 420 mentioned. Demonetized immediately.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Basically, all the French doing saying any sort of number that's over 10 ends up being basic arithmetic.
Oh, yeah. On that note, Danish is even worse. I have yet to wrap my mind around how Danish people count. It's something amazing.
Surely that would also be the same for Swedes, because I've seen
No, Swedes. Swedes use the 10-base system. Like all
right.
all other, like English people. They have
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. I'm not sure if 14 was anything special, but like the first couple ones are like 11.
All right.
11 is not 1 teen, or 12 is not 2 teen. But it's the same rule there, and then it keeps on repeating around. You put in the tens and you go around. Same with Finnish. You have, except we have the thing that we actually have the tens starting with 1 teen, 2 teen, 3 teen, and so forth. We actually do that. That's we're different that sort of way.
That's proper. I mean, let's see. In Spanish, it's basically 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 30 and 3, 30 and 4, 40 and 5, you know, except for just like the 11, 12, 13, 14, only because those... That wouldn't be like 10 and 1, 10 and 12. It's just like 12,
They've got
13,
their
14.
own.
Yeah. Other than that, it's all like it's 1 through 10, and then 20 plus 1 through 10.
By the way, I noticed from the chat that Froggy is now confirmed to be American.
Is that right?
It's calling Europe a language.
Oh,
Only Americans do that.
and he did the special thing of misspelling it completely wrong.
Yep. Confirmed American. Not starting early, and we're actually starting late if we start now. So, shall we get to it, or do you want to do something?
I want to do something. Give me a few seconds. I want to refill my water bottle.
Same
I
here.
do a lot of talking.
Oh, I'm being left alone. You couldn't have done this before we started?
Exactly. Sounds right.
Up yours, Bears. Up yours.
I had a lot of shit to take care of, man.
Yeah, right. I saw what you did before the stream. No, you don't. Okay, I'm being left alone here with my own thoughts. Now I suppose I need to make up some noise to keep you guys entertained. Well, all one of you. Well, let's see. How many do we actually have online? We have 2 people that are not on the stream. So, hey 2 people. And that means you, Froggy, and you, Blinky. Oh, Foggy. Which one is which? No, that one. Okay. Oh, at least somebody's back, sort of.
What's wrong with my back?
It's too handsome. We can't have it on screen. We'll be demonetized for sexual behavior.
I appreciate that.
Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it has. This is the Wooster Show now, yes?
I know you know what I mean, and I take my little walk on the catwalk. Yeah, the catwalk.
we should start this barbershop quartet with us.
All right. Oh,
yeah. You, me, John, and Zimmy all just barbershopping. Steal some songs from other people. It would be entertaining, I'll give you that.
Well, I think I'm the only. Can you guys actually sing?
Nope.
Badly. I assume. Let's find it. Everyone. Most people can. Everyone can sing to some degree. It's just a question of how good is that degree.
Well, can you actually hit the notes that you're intending to hit?
I don't even know what notes
through
are,
G.
so...
There's such a thing called notes.
Mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. I don't know.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, something.
This is when I'm going. I think I need to go back to Sound of Music.
Yep. Yes, you do. Okay.
What is the Sound of Music?
You've
Isn't
never
it
seen
just
Sound
music?
of Music?
You've
never seen-
I bet good money on it. But
It
it's
had too
not
many
the sound
Nazis
of
for me.
silence.
I'm like, why did Disney make a movie about Nazis? Who the fuck wants to watch that? And they're
A
the
lot
good
of
guys?
people.
Fuck that bullshit. Nah, I'm not gonna watch that movie.
I need to actually see Bob.
Actually, they're not the good guys.
Hmm?
They're not the good guys.
Yeah. Either way.
Well,
Charlie.
technically, the Nazis are the good guys when you look at Disney's own business practices.
All right. That is enough bantering, I suppose.
Like,
Once we
no.
start accusing Disney of favoring Nazism, I think we're.
No. We're just scraping the barrel here.
We're totes scraping the barrel here.
Yep. We could go so much deeper, but that's not what we're getting paid for.
Wait, you guys are getting paid? All right, that's enough of that mean.
John, say nothing.
Hold on, what do you mean about pay?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Oh shoot! You know what I forgot? Hang on 1 second.
Oh, well, so fill out the silence some more. Look at me. I'm going to do some magic tricks. Look, my hand is empty. Nothing in my hand. But if I do this... See? Magic. That was amazing. Too bad you didn't see that, so...
All right. Here we go, and I'm almost done.
I was supposed to do leveling things. Yeah.
You're supposed to do what things?
Level up a city.
Sound
Uh,
of silence.
Stop thinking that.
I find it funny. It's called the Sound of Silence, so they just decide to sing and play music.
The sound.
Okie dokie. Bantering Nazism. Nothing. All right.
I shall take off the banter note and let you get on to the business of being.
I wonder if I should sing what Blinky just typed up.
I've just tried it. It doesn't work to that tune.
Yes, it does. Though the thing I used by beer, Ray, the guy drink beer with, me, the guy who drinks the beer, for a long way to get beer. So, yeah. All right.
You can't
La
force
la la
that.
la la la, a beer. No, I'd rather have a beer. And
there we
that
go.
brings us to beer.
There we go. There's a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Serious face now. Hello. Hello, and welcome to Tabletop Theater, where we continue our very interesting, improv-y, fast-paced story. Previously, a robbery. A bell was taken by a golden bell was taken. The sword of Pelor, named Excalibur, was taken for the headquarters where two heroes, Jerico and Feng, are guards at. They've been taken by Archon the Cruel, a dragonborn who's out to raise an army of the dead for Tharizdun, to bring back Tharizdun. He uses the ability of portals to travel from realm to realm. Currently, he's making his way to the Fey realm, where our two heroes, Jericho and Feng, have also traveled. Their goal, to find MacGuffin's egg. Save the egg. Save the world. When last we met, our heroes had just traveled through the portal into a strange Fey realm where the skies are orangish red. The grass is greenish blue. The trees are different than anything they've seen. Before setting up for the night, Feng sits back and sets up the encampment. Meanwhile, Jericho summons his amazing steed, who goes by the name of... Did you ever name him yet?
Tech. Tech.
Turk.
Yes. Like the bird, but without the key.
Okay. I know Turk as people from Turkey.
Yes.
Turkey.
Exactly that.
And decided to go doing a slow scout trot around the new surrounding areas, where he encountered, coming out of the foresty area, three individuals, brightly colored clothing, long flowing tunics and robes, and strange vibrant colors with runes and different runes. One of them holds what appears to be a special wand up to Jericho. And that's where we left off. Let me paint the picture for you here again. You're in a foresty glade. There's a wall of trees on one side near a stream. A dryish stream. You can see where it's been months and months. There's only a little bit of trickle of water left. It's more like a muddy pathway. To the north, there's what appears to be rolling hills and a faraway mountain. To the east is just a long rolling grassy hills. That's where you are confronted. Jericho is on horseback, being confronted by three individuals. One in the lead, with what appears to be red bandana across here, wearing a plain, bright, incredibly bright white tunic that just radiates. Dark visor that covers from ear to ear, completely obscuring whatever facial features and eyes. Another individual to his left wearing bright yellow and black tunic and robes with two strange runic symbols here. The one on the right wearing a red tunic, and it appears to be a strange looking bluish pants. The one in the lead with what appears to be the red scarf is holding out like a metal wand pointing at you. Talking in a strange language. Órale, ¿qué chingados estás usted haciendo aquí? Cávate de allí, de este caballo, cabrón. Jericho, cut to your reaction as you unsheath your sword. The dimming sunlight reflects a little bit off of it, illuminating and causing a lens flare across the screen. Cut to close up of your face. What would you like to do?
These are people, strange people, probably protecting their homeland from invaders. I do not wish a confrontation, but I do not also wish to be defeated outright without fighting back. So instead of using my sword just yet, to guide the horse to trot backwards away from the tree and to make sort of a space between us.
Would you want to do a full retreat or just bring up like 15, 20? As a matter of fact, would it be helpful for you if we had a three-dimensional or a map for you to see what's going on?
A two-dimensional map, eh?
Why don't you bring up the
battle overlay?
Yeah, let me bring up. Here's your horsey.
Here's your horse. Here's your mount.
Here is you. Oh.
Oh wait.
Really?
I need to change the screen. Do something. It actually works. Nice.
It turns out Jericho is either mounted a massive steed or he's a gnome.
Well, it's also difficult
I
to
am a tiny elf.
make these. It is difficult to make these. So the horse
going
looks...
ratio, I know.
I need to get this bright red outfit with a little hat that has a white pom pom on the end of it. It would fit my people well. It's actually one of our religious costumes. We use them in celebrations around the winter solstice. When we toil in the factories making toys.
All right, so let's see. Actually, would you prefer that, or would you prefer this guy here to the right of you? You see this little one here, or do you prefer the normal yellow one that you got? Normal.
Oh, I don't. It's not a big deal for me.
All right. Let's keep the yellow. Let me double check to see what the screen is showing. Oh, perfectly. Yeah. All right. Good. All right. Órale, hey, sácalas ustedes. And as the one lead agent starts giving commands, these two starts flowing off to the left and to the right.
They clearly
almost like in a flanking solution.
Clearly, they just surround me. A veteran officer of the law. These must be some sort of rapscallions, since their first reaction is to do this to an unknown person. They must be men of ill breeding. So I will take my action as a withdraw action and follow the stream back towards home base.
All right. As the three of them start like surrounding, their strange words are coming at you. They're holding out the one wand at you. You back away a bit, and give me a if your plan is to evade them, give me a animal handling roll.
Horses work on animal handling. Oh, I did not know this. I thought it was land vehicles. Yeah.
No, wait. You have land vehicle proficiency, right?
I do.
All right. So give me 1 second here.
Well, does land vehicles only apply them to carts and such?
No, we could do that. We could do this too. Yeah, you're right. Either way, it's
land vehicles with dexterity.
Yeah.
Or would you prefer charisma? Or up to you.
Hang on 1 second. 1 second here. Da-da-da. Oh wow, I can't even tell your thing. Oh, here we go. Give me an animal handling and add your proficiency to it. So you might as well just add the proficient to it and just roll it that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it's the same thing, you know, like vehicle proficiency and that. All right, there we go. Perfect. Roll it.
It just took its while.
The horse is the horse that you your horse that you've conjured up or magically brought into existence. Like you put out the spell, and this horse came from out of the wilderness. Still strange, surrounded from this area, rears back once more as the three of them are surrounding, rears back, backs up a little bit, and you kick the saddle and just gallops off. The three go to pursue you. Oh shit! And but easily. I mean, they're on foot back. They're on foot while you're on horseback. You're easily within, let's say, about 30 seconds to a minute, are able to lose them offside. You can hear the background fade. Their screams in the distance. Hey, orderly, para! Hey,
Stay tongue. Well, either way.
Roll me from that. Roll me a survival.
There we go. It's 9. 9.
After a few minutes, you're back and you hold off, and the stream seems to get a little bit wider. It's only the shores on occasion splashes on, in between it, and the stream is not very deep at all. When you stop, you look around, and there's again an eerie silence. On occasion, you'll hear a bird chirping, the wind rustling through the leaves, and they sort of that low, weird hum is still pervasive everywhere. That very, very low, very, very, very subtle, but it's very strange to your ears. This is something completely new. However, with that survival roll that you rolled, you're in a different area. You're not exactly sure where Feng is at and where you're at. The night sky is starting to get a little bit darker. Let's cut to Feng and see what you're up to.
I haven't started the fire yet because I'm waiting for Jericho to come back.
It's been about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sitting down on my back, just looking at the stars.
Not quite there yet. What's happening is as you're laying back, the sunset seems to be coming down, and this is a very different style of sunset. It's very reddish and orangish. There's starting to appear, even where back in Iman, once the sun starts setting, you're used to seeing little hundreds of little pin-light stars show up. They're not showing up here. It's almost like there's no stars, or there's very minimal stars. They're not even showing up at all. It's just still mostly a layering of clouds passing by, and pervasive reds and oranges in the night sky. The subtle breeze is hitting you, and it feels good, but besides that, nothing else.
Is this working?
From out of your pocket, you start hearing one of your items, the rocky talkie, that little pebble-ish stone, starts making noises and start actually a little bit of like like a like a vibration.
Is it more like this size?
No, it's more like a stone that would fit in your hand, something like around this.
So like the size of a mouse.
Something like that, yeah.
No,
That's a perfect size stone. Yes. It's flat and rounded on ovalish on the edges, the kind that you're used to seeing on the sides of lakes that are perfect for skipping.
Ooh, need to get one of those for pop.
Anyways,
Just for pop's sake.
noises.
Feng,
You
can
start
you hear
hearing
me?
it.
I just like pat myself. You know, like when you've got like a phone ring and you can't bloody find it. It's like, where did I put that damn thing?
Check under your camera.
It's like I'm just got finally pull it out, and it's like, oh, what? I was just starting to rest.
Right. Appears that the locals seem to be some kind of hostile. Lost my way as I eluded capture. Be on the lookout. Trying to find my way back. Over.
Are you saying that I should be making camp then?
Yes.
Just give me a moment. Put that away. This is when I just get everything back into that bag of holding, get the bag of holding over my shoulders. I make sure the staff is in one hand, within reach. You know, I've positioned the short sword up against my hip. I've got the bandolier so I can access the darts. And I go, right. And I'm just like, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a moment before I set off, and I'm just going to actually just try and listen to get any feeling of what is actually around me and moving around me.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 16. You use your keen senses that you'd already try to that drone, that hum.
Yeah.
That's ever persuasive. You seem to be starting to accustom to it, and you're able to drown it out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
As you perk up your ears, close your eyes, and turn from side to side. The wind is coming in from the west. The slight breeze. You could hear the rustling of the trees. On occasion, there's the you hear a bird or an animal squirming through the brushes or through the leaves. Birds are chirping. There's a little bit of a flutter off. From the south, you hear a sort of a movement near like a little bit of a stream, like water trickling through a stream. Okay. And that's about as close as you could hear it, as close as you could get to your surrounding areas.
How thick is the undergrowth here?
Oh, it varies, but the grass here is longer than you're used to, and it has a sort of bluish tint to it.
Right.
Not quite nicely green. It's more of like a bluish green, and it's about this long.
Right,
nice
so
and soft, and it just ripples. It just ripples with the wind on occasion.
So I wouldn't be able to kind of do the crouched walk through it. There'll be still popping out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna slowly, but surely, just move. What direction did Jericho go in?
That way.
In relation. Yeah, but what way are you facing? Do I remember, or let's see if I can do an intelligence roll to remember which way Jericho went, or if I was too busy.
So
Well,
essentially,
part of the problem is that he went straight, and then he did like a surrounding. He did
Which
like a circle.
I didn't know about.
That's why it's.
So it doesn't matter. Right, I'm just gonna head it in the direction that I
Here,
remember.
let me make it easy for you.
Yeah.
To the south is a stream. To the
Yeah.
west is a forest. To the north is kind of like a. To the north is kind of like a mountainy, rocky, mountainy
Right.
bits. To the east is more like rolling grassland hills.
I'm just gonna.
And to the south is where there's a stream that you can
Right.
hear.
I'm just gonna go back onto the rocky talk it and was gone. Describe your current surroundings.
I'm next to a stream. There's blah 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 blah, and stream.
Stream. Okay. Just stay where you are. I'll find you. So you said
You're the
stream.
expert.
Sure enough, within a few minutes, you're able to like meet up stream to stream. You're not too far away, and within a little bit, you could as soon as you start moving towards the stream, there's a section where it curves, and you could hear the clop 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 of the horse, and you're able to see him within 150 yards away, and you make your meet up to him both together there. This is strange now. He's on a golden. He's on a horse, kind of like a goldish black horse.
You did not mention the horse.
You saw me ride off with it. You literally were there when the horse arrived.
I wasn't
Sorry,
paying that much
my bad
attention.
on describing that. My mistake, guys.
Yeah, but it's easy enough because he was tired and he was in a new world and vomiting.
I
and
was
all that
getting the
stuff.
camp prepared, so probably I might have saw it and then just didn't pay heed to it.
Horses are not that unusual in our world.
Yeah. Alright.
Anyway, since you don't remember, this one is Turk.
You having to name the horses. You can just call it the horse, can't you?
Well, not all of us can run like the wind, so we need to borrow that ability. Right. I think we need to relocate somewhere less visible. Perhaps further along the stream we can find somewhere we can rest and have access to fresh water. They didn't seem to follow me far, but they may be able to track the hoof prints. So I'm gonna traipse along the riverbed, or the stream bed, and see if we can find some place that has cover.
But you're saying there was people.
Yes, they appeared human, but spoken weird language, and adorned themselves with runes of magic. And one of them, I suppose the leader, was wielding a wand, much similar to the one you have.
At the same time, they might be opposition.
Possibly.
But
They attempted to surround me, so I'm only assuming they had the wand pointed at me, so I'm assuming they were prepared to cast something, but hesitated enough for me to get away. Or it was a scare tactic to drive me away, in which case it worked flawlessly.
at the same time, we do need information.
We do, but at the moment I cannot speak their language.
Just because they spoke in our language doesn't mean that they don't have a language that all of us can understand.
Yes. It is a problem. Perhaps we can overcome it later, but first you sorely need rest. So...
I think, though, if they're on this side of the stream, it might be best for us to cross over at least.
The stream is not an obstacle. Anyone with legs can cross it.
As you look at as you go up to it, it's not very wide. It's maybe like 5 feet wide. It's maybe about a foot deep. It's muddy. There's crawdaddies inside of it, which are like tiny lobsters. For those of you who aren't don't know what a crawdaddy is.
I'm just gonna. Yes, it's not. It doesn't have to be a physical obstacle. Even just a
symbolic one.
A symbolic. Sometimes people see what appears to be a boundary. They do not cross it. I found, even though it makes no sense.
I doubt we're dealing with vampires here, but doesn't
not even saying vampires. Think of all the criminals that you see when we're chasing them. They avoid the cemeteries, even though that would be the quickest way for them to escape. Never want to hop, or if they do, they don't hop over the wall. They go through the gate. You know, I think it's just their grandmother beat them too much every time they tried to hop over the cemetery wall or something like that. They're remembering.
But either way, seems like the scenery is changing a bit.
It's starting to get dark. It's starting to get darker. The wind is starting to cool a little bit. The last bits of whatever sunlight dips past the horizon, and the night sky turns from a reddish orange to more like a purplish.
But
red.
it's
and now,
not completely
just barely.
dark.
Now you start seeing one, maybe two little bright spots in the night sky.
So it's not completely dark. It's like dim. So that means that my elven eyes can see quite well here. Well, technically in this game everybody has dark vision, so I might have dark vision. I think I have dark vision. Half elf, yes.
Yeah.
Sounds annoying.
Let's confirm that. In the meantime, though, if your intent, what's your intent? To try to find a place to
sleep,
to set down. Do you guys want to move stealthily, still to try to avoid that location? Here's what's going to happen, because there's two of you. If you can move stealthily, but your perception will be one roll, or you could roll, or you can move normally, but both of you helping. You'll have advantage. Either both of you roll perception, or one of you has advantage because you're helping each other.
I'm gonna give him advantage.
Okay.
So another perception.
Yep.
Yeah.
20.
20.
Not natural, but 20.
There is a the section just off the stream, since you had come south to meet the stream. If you continue it to the east, you notice that it starts going to the east. It'll either go more towards the like a rolling hill section, in which case there's a spot there that almost forms like a natural flat spot at the top of a hill where you could look outbound, or you'd go westbound following the stream, and it seems to be leading into the thicketed portion of the forest. It looks like this background. The trees start clumping up a little bit more and more.
This seems more like a place for a campsite.
That's exactly right. However, that is from the direction that those individuals were coming from. You would be backtracking towards them.
Well, perhaps surprising them would be easier than them surprising us. And they wouldn't expect us to come towards them.
You might want to dismount, though.
Fine. Hi. Camera doing. I'm not that short.
This is when we find out you're as tall as Lord Farquaad.
If you go north, there's that section where it's sort of kind of like rocky, a rocky section. I just need you to know which direction you're going, so that you can set up camp, and we'll go from there. West back towards where you came from, east back to an open flat land, north a little bit rockier.
I would say north.
Yeah.
The rocks provide cover.
Cover, maybe we might find a cave.
Point. I shall roll survival to determine the best place in the rocky surroundings. Assuming that's operational.
23. Fantastic.
That's almost natural. Almost.
There's a section where the forest starts getting planed off, and you can see where like it starts climbing up into like a little mountainy portion. You go up a little bit, and you find a perfect spot. From that vantage point, you have a natural cluster of trees surrounding you. There's almost like a little bit of a cliffside that happens, that's maybe about 20 feet high. So there's a section where trees on the left, a cliffside on the 20-foot high cliffside on the right, where afterward it continues. That's a perfect spot, having your back covered from anything, and you're able to set up camp there for the night with a 23. It's beautiful, perfect spot. You could see anything coming down from the stream, whatever. If you start building a fire, it'll condense the smoke. It'll catch the heat as the wind is being blocked off by the shear of the cliff itself.
Perfect. Just what like Mama thought. Set up camp and sleep my worries off.
As the last bit of the light is starting to fade, the last oranges, you start with your roll me one last perception check with advantage, because you're both, or either individually or one of you.
Take the advantage.
Feng, roll me one last with advantage.
Another perception then, okay. Ugh. 11.
It's starting to get it's getting you picked a great spot. It's dark. You can still see the stream, and off of the stream path itself, you can see about maybe a mile and a half away from where your location's at. You see a bit of movement of color as a bright yellow flashes in between the actual trees themselves, like behind you, just see like a yellow for a few seconds, and then it disappears. Everything else, the sky starting to turn a lot more twilight now. A few of the stars are starting to appear. The little blaze of you want to do a fire or no fire?
Fire.
A little bit of
I'm confident with my place in the.
Perfect. A little bit of a blazing fire. Those little things of light, embers of light, are moving up, blending beautifully into the night sky. A few hours later, it's fully dark. A strange. The clouds seem to part a little bit. There's What's interesting to note is there's a single moon here instead of the normal two twin moons that you're used to, casting a more of a brightest light. Here, the single moon, while big and bright, is not doesn't cast enough light to illuminate the night sky as you're used to. Here it is definitely a lot darker in the night, and it has a sort of um, the night sky still around the edges. From your perspective of the horizon, has a sort of orangish tint to it, but directly above you, it's a night twilight with spattering of stars. A lot less, and a lot less bright than you're used to.
Mhm.
But there you are, comfy, warm, meals being prepared.
Yes.
Anything that you would
So
like to do before morning?
what Feng's doing is he's not going to be looking into the fire because that's going to destroy any kind of ruin any night vision. He'll be positioning himself so he can gain the benefits of the warmth, but he'll be looking, keeping that eye out into the dark there. Jericho can either just say, like, I've put, if he wants, he can either put a plate of food near me for me to pick up late at a more convenient point.
Yes, definitely there will be a food given, as well as the new shiny horse is brushed, so the rigors of the day are not bothering it as much. Also, this saddle seems weird. It's a photo construction. Seems to have some of those odd runes on it as well, in a small metal plate. Jerico looks at them and goes, "Oh, so some sort of enchantment." On that note, I do have Arcana. Can I roll that? Maybe recognize some of those runes?
What are you saying? I couldn't understand what you were.
I did see runes. Runes are most often magic, some sort of charms. So can I use Arcana to try and understand?
Absolutely. Roll it. You're trying to go off of the last bits of your
7.
100%. You've never seen these symbols. They're strange. They're strange. It's a strange rune. It seems like some weird design, almost like a circle with what appears to be a shape like a S or something. But it's strange, and you've never ever seen anything like this before.
Oh well, it's a serviceable saddle. I did bring my own, but if the animal is already broken into this one, why not keep using it? Right. Then take some rest. Take the full rest. Take turns keeping watch and see you in the morning.
On that note, let's roll some perception checks. If one of you wants to stay up at night to kind of keep an eye out on the camp or switch off.
Yeah,
he can get the benefits of a long rest by only meditating for 4 hours.
Who?
No,
the
or is
half
that
elf.
just pure elf?
I don't know.
Can the half elves do that? Or is that the elf?
I think that's just the elf.
Damn it.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
I only I cannot be forced to sleep, but I can still get tired.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be going. What I do is a kind of measure is a setup like I take a other blanket and just prop it up and make it look like someone else, and I then go about 20 feet into the rocks and just settle myself.
All right. There's that section because you're up against a cliff face. You could climb up to 20 feet, and there's a section right about here where you're able
I can
to
like
climb.
overhang.
Yeah, exactly correctly.
Yeah.
It almost makes like a nice little perch where you could sit and still like lean back and have your legs dangle over the cliff, and you're able to sit there and keep. Now roll me a perception check. Because there's, let's see, the fire is on, so there's not disadvantage, and you can see at night, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. 18. The first half of the night passes by, and there's nothing of interest happens. There's the birds are no longer chirping. The night sky, you notice, does something odd. On occasion, it's very hard to tell, but it looks like the stars are moving. One or two of them seem to move or pulse. And they move at such a slow rate that you're like, it's not moving. It's just an optical illusion. No, I'm pretty sure it moved. No, it's just an optical illusion. I think it's moving.
I'm just going. I'm just exhausted. I just need to rest. There. So I just kind of lean back and just close my eyes and seek sweet oblivion.
Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? You're gonna sleep through all the way through the night?
Yeah, I'm confident in my base camp.
That night passes, and the air around you have at first what seems to be a nice and comfortable whatever little rucksack or blankets that you have, and you've been provided a sleeping bedroll in your explorer's pack that was given to you. Still, the last few days events are finally catching up to you. Your guys' muscles seem to like tighten up, and then you find a little sore spot. But when you're in the night shift, your dreams are bothered, but lots of conflict, strange colors. Those people that you saw, Jericho in particular, in your dreams keep coming up to you, like moving slowly, and as they're coming up, that human with the
Scarf.
with the red scarf and the blackened eyes, the slit, like the top of the head just completely opens up, and where was black before just opens up to reveal like a mouth and rows of teeth, as the teeth are just like wanting to communicate, and with each open mouth is going, yes, that rep Rastin Jungus thing Dula. Jericho, you have dreams of endless donuts, like floating the night sky, Feng, the night sky, the stars like start coming down, and they seem like snowdrops coming, but they're turning into donuts as they're floating by, just floating, dropping donuts. And as they start to get closer and closer, eyes on the circle part, eyes start appearing, and the center hole starts growing teeth as well, and starts like chomping down. And as they're coming, you can see that the donuts themselves are coming down to eat you. As they hit your skin, they clamp down on your arm or your leg. and causing a bit of pain. Yet at the same time, every time it bites down into you, you feel like another bit of like muscle soreness or some sort of strange magic permeate into you. The morning, you seem to start to stir as a strange sound approaching. That weird hum starts becoming more and more louder as it and as you wake up, you feel energized. For the time being, that night, you guys have leveled up to level 6.
Okay.
Do you guys want to spend a couple of minutes here and putting some stuff down?
Yeah, sure. We could take the break at this point. It's a very good point for it.
As you're like the last little one of those donuts was chomping down on your right elbow there, Feng. You wake up with a startled start as you've been leaning against a sharp bit of rock, and from your perspective, you could hear a sort of that hum and starting to become sort of like a loud whirring. Some strange beastly animal far off in the distance, approaching, and the morning has cleared up into a foggy, whitish blanket around the area. From out of that stream where last you saw that sort of yellowish color, you see what seems to see a strange beast in red and blacks popping through the behind the trees, like a sort of strange beast in red and blacks and greens, barely visible. And you blink, open your eyes, as it's still off and about a mile or so away. There's the last bit of smoke coming out from your campground as it's still moving up. The sound gets louder, and Jericho, you start stirring as well too, and you could start hearing it as well. That
Something sacred. Time to quickly get to settling the horse. Dismantling the site. Well, no, that takes too long. Try out the blade and go see what is this monster about.
as you're waking up and starting to get on from the stream itself, out of the one of those curves, the camera zooms in on the crashing of the bushes as this beast just pops out, blackened, 4 blackened legs, atop a reddish and blackened
Beetle-like
body,
shell.
almost looks like a tiger, all black, and on top of it a rider all in green with blonde hair approaches. The camera seems, it's still a little bit blurry as a bit of the wind and the fog starts to reveal. And it's at that moment, before it finally reveals, that we're going to take a break. When you come back, level up.
Yep.
I'll put something up on the map, and we'll go from there.
Okay, break mode activated. Bye. one. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from our break. We are still speaking an odd accent. That is to arouse more people to this show, because I hear foreign accent is much sexy. The girls, they love it.
Boy. Welcome back. All right.
No, I just think it's French or Italian accents that does that.
French or
What?
Italian?
God damn it. I need to learn the French accent.
Do, or donut. There is no bagel. That's
There's no bake. Dude.
Dough or donut? There is no bagel.
morning arrives. Let's get back into this. Morning arrives. It's still fog. It's still a little bit foggy. There's a low level fog. The day sky is not there yet because it's a clouded, overcast morning. The trickle of a cold chill as this monstrous thing pops, with a rider on top of a monster, pops out of the nearby tree line by the stream, approaching you guys at a fast rate. The fog clears as these two what appear to be glowing bright eyes starts aiming for you and starts moving towards the camera. The wind shifts off, and there with a loud in front of you stands a creature with 4 black and roundish legs, a long reddish body. Mounting on top of it is what appears to be a human, blonde woman in green, clad in green tunic and pants, adorned with a sort of a greenish hat, a little wisp of blonde popping off from the sides. You're on top of your horse, and she's level up, eye to eye. She's probably about 10, 15 feet, 10, 50, 40, 20, 30, 10 feet as she's rapidly approaching. When she gets within 20 feet of you, the creature and her stop. Cut to your guys' reaction.
Pretty much behind a rock, with a sword drawn, laying on ready against the rocky ground, looking at this and crouching behind the rock to protect myself from the creature's inevitable attack, using the earth as my shield.
When she sees you in a defensive pattern, she opens her mouth to speak. Oh my God, what are you guys doing here? You're not supposed to be here camping. This is highly illegal. Put out the fire immediately. Don't you know this place is a tinderbox? I'll call up immediately.
Wait, you actually speak a human language?
Yeah. Do you not understand what I'm doing? She gets off like her mount and pulls out a round cantina, goes up to the little bit of fire and starts immediately extinguishing it. Now you get to see a better, closer look at her. She's got a wide brim hat, green, wearing everything almost like a forest green. It almost looks like a uniform. In fact, you can see like what looks to be a sort of rune or a symbol here on the top left. She's pulling out the canteen and just putting water in place of the location.
My apologies, I was not aware this land was claimed.
Now that she gets a good look at you, What are you guys? A bunch of cosplayers? What are you even doing here?
I assure you, this is no play.
You. Wow, and she's pointing at Feng now, and she's completely her face is like flabbergasted at your appearance. What are you? What's going on here?
This is Feng. I'm Jerico.
She pulls out a black thing and talks into it. We have a couple of intruder trespassers here. I'm gonna need some backup over here at this location. Griffith Park. Phone number. Da, da, da. Need backup immediately.
I'm sorry. I was not aware this was a place we are not allowed to be in. We are new in these parts and are unaware of the rules.
Oh, you guys are looking for the rent fair. Oh, I get it. No, listen, that got canceled about a month ago once everybody started getting sick. Listen, you're not supposed to be here. You've got to go back. Hey, you guys talk funny. You're not from around here, are you?
No, we are foreigners.
You could say that, Quite a bit of distance we came.
Where are you guys from? And she's walking towards you, closer to Feng, and she's like looking at you very carefully. Mm-hmm. Wow, that is an amazing makeup job that you've got going on there.
Just play along.
Yes. It's taken a lot of time to come about.
Listen, you're not supposed to be here right now, so I'm gonna have you guys leave, please.
Yes.
No, absolutely zero camping in this location, and no fires here.
My apologies. I will pack our things and we will leave immediately. Do you happen to know where we could find lodging for ourselves and our horse?
The city is about 5 miles that way.
The city.
I mean, pretty much go any direction. Where'd you get that horse? There's not a zoo around here.
This is a gift from Paler.
What? Who?
Paler's a friend of his. I just put a hand on.
It appears you do not know of Paler. Then the name means nothing to you. My apologies.
Yeah, just a friend of his.
Yeah, listen, you think you maybe, you're not holding your sword right now, are you? It's still...
it's been sheathed.
No.
It's on the back. See that?
Do you guys have a place to stay?
Well, no, we just recently arrived and we found some ruffians in the near the stream, the woods there, and we decided
Wait, today?
No, last night.
Last night, yes.
Oh, yeah, we got a call from a couple of people that some strangers were here on horseback. That must be you guys with a sword?
Oh, yes, I do have a sword.
Came to investigate, and sure enough, here you are camping right where you're not supposed to be.
Well, as I said, we are unfamiliar with this area and did not know where else to go in the night.
Well, here. Why don't you pack up your stuff and follow me? I'll lead you out of here.
Of course. Just hand me over that and just all the things vanishing in the same bag. A whole tent.
Just Mary Poppins in front of her.
Yeah. She's not even paying it. She's back at her
mount.
At her mount, and seems to be organizing a couple of things on there. At which point, you know, you gather up your stuff. She says, "All right, follow me. I'm gonna get you out of here." She gets on her mount, and the camera, right as she's about to get on it one more time, there's another loud rumbling from the forest tree line nearby, almost like a crack of thunder, and a greenish glow appears in the other section nearby. She goes like, "I'm gonna have to go. Hold on, stay here. I'm gonna have to check this out." She gets on her mount and disappears off from view. She heads exactly northbound. You're still gathering up your stuff. She's left you for the time being. However, about a few feet away, the glowing, you can see it within the lights of the tree line. There's like a sort of greenish glow happening, and then it disappears. At which point, she just like, you hear from the distance a loud female scream. She's like just screaming viciously loud.
Well, at this point, I'm just jumping on toe and riding towards that sound. Stuff's be damned.
Yeah, I'll let you. I'm running.
As she gets as you arrive, you could just see like her speeding off on her mount, completely like running away the complete opposite direction, as in front of you on the ground, surrounded by like a sigil on the ground where the ground is the grass. There's another burnt sigil around it as it's starting to glow greenish, and the greenish glow fades away. Rising up from there is a darkened, muscular figure with just stands up. The wings, blackened, leathery wings on the back of it unfurl. Still in the darkish portion of the forest where it's still like little shaded areas. The face opens up, and you can see the ghastly creature, a ghastly looking creature with long horns popping out, slit eyes with like yellowish ugly thing, a set of rows teeth with fangs going upward, thin, frail, long arms and claws going out. From there as well, you hear a loud wail, like a sort of loud banshee-ish wail. And what you see in front of you, it looks like some sort of a demonic thing similar to that rising from the ground. Let's pull up the map.
The map!
The map, as this creature is now attacking.
I'll wait for you to be ready before I show it to the audience, in order not to embarrass him. So I'm turning it on now, so you can see him embarrassed.
Foresty portion by the river. It starts coming out of the foresty part, and starts coming towards you through the stream itself. I'm going to highlight it. I don't think.
Remember to make it visible to us too.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. One, and let's make this red. There we go. Now let's double check if that's showing up correctly.
Yeah.
Perfect. And one more thing. Shoot, that's not it. That's it over here. There we go.
Feng, what is that thing? Arcana or religion?
Off of the as this is happening, from a few distance, you hear like a loud clashing, a loud crash as what her mount like spills and overturns and crashes into something off in the far distance, off of the corner of the eye. The camera rolls, cuts back to this shadowy figure. Seems to be passing through the actual portions of the tree itself, almost as if it doesn't. It's incorporeal, almost a shadow monster coming towards you. On occasion, wherever it hits that little bit of light and it's not in shadow, it solidifies and becomes corporeal. As it's approaching, let's go ahead and put the music swells and intensifies. Let's go ahead and roll initiative because it's coming in for an attack. Ooh, that's really good.
21.
Dun, 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 8 o'clock. Dun, dun, dun.
So 21.
Everyone was kung fu fighter. Ooh.
Yeah, that fits your character.
Yeah.
Get
As
over
fast
here.
as
Du-du-du-du.
lightning.
Get over here. Du-du-du-du-dun-dun-dun-dun.
All right,
Reminds me, I need to rewatch Mortal Kombat.
So you got a 21. And so Jericho.
Yes, last.
Are we actually running the Mortal Kombat gore pack? So are we allowed to do like the ripping out of spines?
Yes.
Or is this a PG-13 show?
We've sworn, so it's already
It's
rated
all
R.
just words, so it doesn't actually matter
Yeah.
as long as it's not graphically sexual. Otherwise, it's all good.
What's your dexterity modifier there? It's a 3. Shoot, Feng, we're tied. I need you to roll off one more time.
Sure. Don't.
I think I beat you.
Nope. Oh. First one. Hold on.
I rolled a 19.
What did you roll? A 20?
I rolled a 19 plus 3 on this other one.
Okay.
All right, so in that case, top of the round, it's the Shadow Demon,
Yep.
The demon.
then Feng, then Jericho.
I did not know what that is.
Oh, by the way, is to recognize this a arcana
Yeah,
or
animal handling, nature check.
nature? The creature is.
It might even be, let's see, it's demonic, it's fiendish. Either roll me a nature or a religious or arcana.
I'm gonna roll arcana. You roll religion, and together we make one semi-competent naturalist. I get a 6. That's a natural 1. Uno.
Yeah, let's see if my religion helps. Losing my religion.
That's not helping much.
No.
Nine.
All right.
I was never the greatest monk when it came to spell.
This is unlike anything you've seen before. You can recognize its demonic form as from one of the books. Something like this has not been seen within your lifetime. However, you're able to recognize their runish sigil burnt into the ground left that's now stopped green, as this is like very similar to the portal technology that Archon the Cruel has been using. From this thing starts advancing towards you at a fast pace, sees the horse, and it being the largest target, goes immediately towards the horse and does one massive claw attack on it at first. Do you have AC for it? How's your mount work, Jericho?
I don't actually know how mounts work in this game because the chapter about mounted combat is non-existent. Well, it technically exists, but it says absolutely nothing.
You have, depending on your feat, there's a certain feat that gives you advantage when you're on top of it. For any other purposes, the horse doesn't give you anything besides elevation.
Yep.
And movement.
It gives you faster movement. As well as, let's see, and there's a horse on here.
This is actually considered a celestial horse. It has its own intelligence and can actually talk to me with telepathy, according to the spell. But other than that, the whole mounted combat thing, it says nothing except you have a dismount and mount. You have the control.
Yeah, and again, basically, it just gives you advanced. I mean, it would give you extra movement, and if you had a feat, it would. If you had a feat for it, it would give you advantage on attacks with it.
Because that represents your training.
Right. Let's see. Let's find Steve. There it is. This is becomes 6. Steve starts and Steve. Give me 1 second.
I can give you the basic stats for a meal, but no. That's funny.
Oh, we're still words of worship. Okay. I probably should change that.
All right, give us a second
here.
The
warhorse here is. So basic stats for warhorse given from the PHP, armor class 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I knew there was a thing. I just couldn't find it. Here, I got it right here. And 19. AC of 19 hit points. Perfect. All right.
Ready? Just 19.
All right. First one strikes, landing a massive 10. A massive 10 damage. He comes up and he does like what looks like a swipe in these long black arms and long extended fingernails. Seems to almost reach into the horse itself, into the actual body, and when it comes out incorporeal, blood is just dripping, at which point the horse does a lands in a painful, like, you can tell that this swipe took almost half of its health right from there. So let's see. Next is
Feng.
1 second. Oh no! I lost the page that I had it on. So much fail. There it is. Okay, don't lose this page again. All right, that is turn. With its bonus action, it's going to separate from. Where's the thing right here? It came in, did a nice little attack, and with its bonus action is going to continue incorporeally past it, and step past it, and then turn around and face you from the rear. Feng, you are up.
Okay. Time to shine, boy.
Because he swiped you and passed through you, you do not get a opportunity attack.
So he's basically doing the race from the second Matrix film sort of thing.
Yes.
I am. going to move up. I'm going to, as I'm doing so, the actual quarterstaff is, grown to full length.
Extends.
Extends in my arms, in my hand. I'm gonna jam the bottom end into the ground and basically use it as if I'm pole vaulting myself into the air, and then I bring down the staff like
Sure, absolutely.
overhead
Massive
strike.
swipe. Go ahead and roll it. Cut to the camera. You're midair, and you're just doing one of those superhero vaults, and just about to land down onto it.
We'll find out in a moment if it's.
Shoot.
Come on. 19.
That hits.
And then quarterstaff.
Smack across it. This is that magical thing they got you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So it's the system's been slow, so it's the first roll. So 9 damage.
9 damage, got it.
Yeah.
Hit. It hits corporeally, smacks into it, and you can see like its shoulder crush, and one of his wings like shifts a little bit as it turns to look at you. What's
Can
next?
I just draw the quarterstaff back, and then I'm going to spend 1 key point to go into a flurry of blows. So it's like drawing that, launch a strike with the left hand there.
Roll it.
So let's do the unarmed strike.
Miss.
Okay. So it kind of dodges, but as it's doing that, I then
your fist like goes through. It goes through it almost like like you're punching through a shadow itself. Completely misses.
Okay. It's just as I'm doing that, it's the way I do it. I'm going to use the other. I'm literally going to do a kick, but at the same time use it to disengage and jump backwards.
Okay.
There. As my second unarmed strike. 10. What the hell? 10?
Misses as well.
Yeah.
Your punches are just going through its body. I mean, you're landing your hits.
Yeah.
And where normally you'd feel resistance happening, you're punching through air.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I'll use that as my disengage because
your bonus action is disengage.
Yeah, but but I've got mobile, so the second I do attack, there's no attack of opportunities against me.
Because of the feat called mobile?
Yep, I've got that. That's why I'm doing 50 feet.
All right. So you bounce back, and at which point it looks at you, and as it's flittering through again, the light play hits it from the shadows of the light coming in between the trees. Wherever the shadow hits, it becomes incorporeal. Wherever the light hits, it becomes solid, and it goes up towards you, and it takes a massive swipe at you as well.
So it gets an action afterwards.
That is a full that hits. And the other thing that it's going to do is it's going to completely it reaches into you, and you could feel like a coldness hit your chest, something like reaching and For a split second, your heart stops its beating. Your face turns palely white, at which point the rest of it seems to encompass you, and your entire area is the entirety of you are surrounded by the actual shadow of it. It fits around you. It's taking up your space. It's going to end its movement, encompassing you. When it does so, you take an additional 5 points of necrotic damage because they're encompassed in it.
Can I?
So 5 points from that.
Did he
How
take
many
a second
points?
action?
You're correct. He did. I skipped your turn. None of that
skipped my
happens
turn.
because now Jericho's turn happened. You're correct.
Yep.
My bad.
Okay, so that hasn't happened yet.
None of that happened. Yes.
Okay. I just see a glimpse into the future. What could happen?
This might have happened if the game master didn't jump the gun.
I did. I totally did. Good call. And I'm thinking, wait a second. You're right. I did do that.
Yeah.
Jericho, your turn.
I've just fought so many
I'm
legendary
assuming
creatures.
that since it went combative and we had this cinematic, during that cinematic my character would have drawn the weapon.
Sure. Free action. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now on top of the wounded horse, he decides it's better to have the horse to dismount from the horse and send the horse away. That's half of my movement. The rest of my movement is to go next to this creature, and during this, use my bonus action to summon Shield of Faith, giving me +2 armor class on top of my massive armor class of 19, making it 21. So that's a massive bonus on there. And then it's time to go swatting things. The very stereotypical paladin approach to evil creatures that stink of the very essence of evil. To brandish the longsword and bring it down on the infidel.
Roll it.
16.
16 hits.
And I'm going to use a smite on it. For good measure.
Fantastic.
That's 2d6
As
of
it's coming
extra
down,
damage because second level.
It starts glowing. It starts glowing white as just an arc of white scrolls by, hits straight down the center of this blackened figure and just screams back in agony and pain. As when you swipe finishes, there's a whitish, yellowish, divine glow across his chest.
That's maximum damage from the smite.
Holy fuck.
That's 27 points of damage from that first attack.
27 points of damage. How much of that was...
16 was radiant. 16 was radiant and 11 was slicing.
11 slicing.
No, slashing as it's called.
With that massive swipe, it's cut in half, and the entire wound still glows with a divine whitish light, and it seems to be like burning the skin as it's still like separate in power, and it's like backing up, obviously afraid of you. It screams out one last time. A cut to the camera one more time is the last bit of that glowy section. Last bit of that glowy section on the ground where that portal glows one more time, and another one of these shadow demons appears from there before finally the ground in that area fully disappears. A second one has appeared over here.
The first one is still alive.
First one is still alive.
Well, moving.
Yeah, the first one is correct. That is the proper term. The first one is still moving, but it appears that the divine might cause extra damage against it.
Then I'm going to smite it again.
Absolutely.
Since the first one was so effective, it's time to twirl around and swipe in the large arc around. Well, the most useless move in actual fighting, but in fantasy fighting, it's the best move available. The whirlwind attack.
Roll it.
14.
14 hits.
Let's give it 1d8 of radiant damage as well. And where is my roll? 1d8, and give that a. I should actually probably make macros for these, but
that's all right.
That's only 6 points of radiant damage and 6 points from the longsword. So
once again, you swing your sword in a wide arc, just makes a white blur above you, as when you step forward and do one last arc, where its head meets its shoulders. Swipe. Let's see. The total damage would be 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 50. Does one massive swipe across this portion of the chest. Doesn't quite decapitate it yet, but now you have like a slash and a crossing pattern, and as now this portion of it opens up and revealing just black ooze that's squirming out, that's still being like radiated with like what appears to be melting divine bright white light as it's causing it, before it finally dissipates, and it just steps back in one last amount of fearful pain. It seems to be moving slowly and erratically as it's like barely hanging on to life.
Your turn, creep.
Now, cut to it's the other one's turn.
And let's see, is that two of them I'm seeing on the map?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's two of them as you're seeing on the map. You're still in you're up close in melee with it as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it comes up from behind you while the other one's still screaming. What it appears to be, he goes into the ground, sinks into the ground, and uses whatever bits of shadow, almost like completely disappears. When you step into the light, he comes out of the shadow portion of the actual tree line right behind you, and sinks both of its claws straight into your back. You can feel like this burning sensation. You can feel this burning sensation as it seems to be wanting to penetrate your entire body. Where his hands dig into, it's cold, cold, cold. You feel your heart stop for a beat. Your face turns white. As it starts to attack. There we go. That hits again with an 18 plus. You take it, and with advantage, because you're flanked, which is going to cause you even more. Natural. Fuck, dude. You're going to go down. Natural 20.
Yeah. Build the high armor class character. Enemy rolls natural 20s.
Yeah.
Damn it!
It's the advantage portion of it.
Okay, I'm not going to feel bad for what I'm about to do next.
Shatter. So you get hit now. With the natural 20, you get hit for a total of 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage, okay?
It's 10 on the initial attack of psychic damage as the necrotic, but if it rolls on an advantage, it's a total of 17. 17 doubled is 34.
Yep.
And it finishes its turn almost like encompassing you completely. When it finishes its turn, um, if the if it finishes its turn, let's see. The enemy can move to another creature. It takes 5. Oh, never mind. The other way around. It does not do that. It takes damage if it does that. Either way, 34
That's a bit
points of
different.
necrotic psychic damage on you. It's good enough. He does that on the end of his turn. He does that on the end of his turn. This one here, scared and this one here, the other one scared and in pain, backs off of you and instead goes after
Fine.
Feng, losing its advantage. Hits you for, does a 18 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. You get hit for a measly 10.
Okay. Okay.
14, and you over here are. It is your turn, Feng.
Yeah. What's the distance between? Hold on, so just confirming the distance between these guys. Is that 10 or 50? Is it 15? Like how we measuring the distance between these
Yeah.
guys?
That's exactly. Let's see. Oh, I see what you're saying. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 15.
Actually,
15 between them.
Right, I'm just going to drop this effect in the middle of them because it's
It'll hit them both. If it's a 10 radius, it'll hit them both.
Yeah, it's a 10 radius. I was just like going, hold on, it's a 10 radius. It's not 10 diameter. 10 radius. Yeah. I am going to use 3 key points for my gong of the gong of the summit. I was going to say gong of the mountain. And I'm going to cast Shatter there.
Oof.
On that point. So the way it's done is you just see Feng just kind of jump up and he just comes down and like just hits the ground with his fists there.
It causes a loud psychic crash, like almost like a thunderclap effect.
Yeah, it is actually thunder damage.
As the ground like ripples in effect, the CGI gets in. You do it in slow motion. The CGI effect does that rolling of the ground, hitting the demon. What's it got to do?
Yeah, so that's what I was just checking. So Shatter, it's a Constitution saving throw. If you pass it, it's half damage.
You know what I think I want to do? Let's do this. Boom, 15.
That's for the both of them?
Oh, hang on. No, you're right. 15 Constitution plus 1, so it's 16 on the first one, and it's 8 on the second one. The orange failed his, I think.
All right. Yeah. So my save is 4. Oh no, I'm just check. Yeah, 14. There.
Yeah.
Is my save.
So the red one saves, the orange one fails.
Okay. Let me just do.
10 points of thunder damage.
Oh yeah.
10 points of thunder damage. As you do that, more and more of it's like bits of that starts lifting off, floating off. It's now becoming a smoky mass. It's losing its composure completely.
Cohesion. It's losing
its cohesion. This guy here is on death's door. You could see now the look of panic and fury on his face, as of anger, as it's like just hunger and survival is just you're not cooperating with it, and it's confused and in pain and just anger on his face. The southern one gets hit. Does he get hit for less? So half
Yeah,
damage?
half damage, 5.
All right, so -5. That's the first damage it's taken. The one in red is almost completely dead. Do you have anything else?
Mm.
That
I've
was
still
one
got my-
spell. That I
Yeah,
think your one action is to cast that spell.
yeah.
Okay.
I can still do my move. This is the thing. Is there, like, where we are, is there any sort of clearing where it's, like, fully bathed in light?
Do a perception check. You're gonna need a 15 or above
Okay.
because we're in the middle of combat.
No, that's fine. If it was an advantage, yes, but it's not.
This area here, I mean,
Yeah,
this area here is just. See how back here, like in my background,
yeah.
even here,
as
like
much
there's
shadow as anything else.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was just. What I'm gonna do in that case is I'm just gonna move Feng. Get up. I'm not running away, but I'm just like reposition myself, and I'm intentionally putting the other one in the path of the other one.
Ah, I see. Okay.
It's a standard tactic if you're fighting multiple opponents, is just to not give them clear lines of attack. You're forcing them to interrupt each other if they want to.
Gotcha. All right. That's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Jericho, what you got?
Well,
you recover as it withdraws its hands from you, and a little bit of color returns to your face as you've lost your stun, and you feel weakened, tired, ridiculously hurt right now. As like your breath, you've taken one long of life back in.
well,
draw
it's
your
time to
breath.
prolong this fight and leave the damage dealing to my more esteemed colleague. My first action is to lay hands on the most wounded creature. Myself. I lost 30
Also,
gold.
now remember, you guys have some. I had reported some healing spells or some healing potions. You guys can use those on a bonus action upon yourselves. One full action to feed it to somebody else, but bonus action to your guys' selves.
Oh, those are quick then.
Yeah,
What's the-
This will allow you to, at the cost of losing one out of your 4 bottles, you could get some healing back.
Let's just see.
It's also a little bit early.
Potion.
I'm just giving you guys choices.
Let me see how Potion of Healing works. Is it the healing, greater healing, superior healing, or supreme healing?
It's going to be the not the smallest one, but the next one up.
Greater healing, 4d4
yes.
plus 4. Then I'm going to down one of those.
Actually, let's go for a little bit. No, what's the one after that?
Open it up again. 8d4 plus 8.
Hang on a second. D&D 5e.
That's healing, greater healing, superior healing, and supreme healing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's on the scale
no,
now.
this will be this. I don't think it'll be spirit. Let's do the greater healing.
Greater healing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely worth it. So I'm going to do that as a bonus action to start with. So roll for d4 plus 4. Damn it! I hope I did that back. I'm just going to copy. Yeah, it's 4d4 plus 4. Yeah. 14 hit points.
14 hit points.
That brings me back to 32.
And that was your bonus action. So now you have other stuff.
32. So, since this this one is going to die, I'm gonna finish it. So it has been taking holy damage well enough so far. It better be ready to take some more.
If you move away from Mr. Orange,
Opportunity attack.
it'll get an opportunity attack.
Am I not next to the dying one? Did it move away from me?
Red is dying. Red is dying. Orange is the brand new one.
Yeah. Did the red move away from me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So if I move towards it, the orange one is gonna get a free.
That is correct. But this time it will no longer be at advantage.
Yeah.
Choices.
Well,
I know they're difficult. Battle
Then
sucks.
I will leave this one.
Yeah.
To my friend. He can finish off the last hit points, and I can focus on the big one. Or the unwounded one. Brandishing my sword, turning my attention to it, and whacking the usual amount.
The camera cuts back. You do the swig, pull it out with your teeth, chug it, smash it against the ground.
Grab the sword back from the shield hand and
Immediately, your face colors back up again. You're no longer pale. A look of determination as the camera tightens in on your grip. Swing it. Roll it.
there we go. It's only at 12.
12 swings through his body, incorporeal again at this moment. You catch it at a spot where it's the light doesn't hit it. Also, one more thing. Let's see. Do you have it? No, that was attack number 1.
That was attack number 1, yes.
Go for attack number 2.
Let's go for attack number 2.
You try to catch it right between where it moves between the light and the shadow,
And it's even worse.
and it's still swings through it. Cut to its turn.
Yeah.
I do believe so, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a +5. So here we go. It's a +5. 3 + 5 is it misses. Orange misses you.
Aww, I miss him too. Twice.
Red, the red one is desperate and angry and vicious with just a flurry of movement and claws and body, and starts going in towards Feng, trying to get some of its food. Oh, fucking hell, natural 20, baby. Boom. As it completely dives in on you fully, you feel that cold pain as you get hit for 34.
How much or something?
I think you're going to go down.
No, he upgraded his points on us since we mentioned them.
Oh, that's right.
No, I've not counted my hit points at the moment. That's the thing.
Add yourself 4 plus Constitution modifier. Or was it 5? No, 5 is mine, 4 is yours, yeah.
I will confirm in a second.
No, 6 is mine. 5 is yours.
Yeah, 5 is mine, yeah. Yeah.
So
I knew I had forgotten something. Five plus my constitution modifier, you said, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
So you get hit for 30 points of damage.
3-0.
Oh, no, I take that back. No. You don't get the 17 because he didn't do it with advantage. So you only get 10 times 2 is 20. You get hit for 20 points of necrotic damages. It's just as swiping through you. At each pass, you could feel your it doesn't quite cause any damage to your flesh. I mean, it causes discoloration, but each time you can feel like the life force being drained from you as necrotic energy hits you. What's your HP afterward? You get hit for a total
16.
of 20.
16.
16. That's its turn. Top of the round. Jericho. Feng, you're up. The one in front of you is just desperately trying to claw at you and bite into you and feed off of you.
I think it'll be first attack. I'm just bringing up the quarterstaff in a sweep around, just around the body, just to kind of like hit it as many times as I can. There. 13.
13 hits.
Thank Feng for that. 9 bludgeoning damage.
You hit it with the quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How much damage?
Oh yeah, I'm using this two-handed, so no, sorry, correction, that'd be 10. I'm using this two-handed.
10. It's at that store. It's still it hits it solidly with loud thunk, and you could see like where it hit. It's even though this portion of it is in full, it was in shadow where it hit. Pet hits solid mass, and you could see it. And you could see it like be pushed in further as it separates a few feet from you, with a look of surprise and anger at you as it's almost fades completely into now a misty form. Very, very, very close.
I am going to right, do it properly. All right, launch another attack.
Fists?
Quarterstaff.
Oh, doing the whop.
So I did the spin there, and then I'll do my second attack because I do have extra attacks there. So it would just be a spin up. It's up, staff's up high. I then just snap it around over the head.
Go for it.
There.
Roll it.
So that's 23.
That hits.
Again, two-handed. 8.
For a total of 8. With a look of surprise because he's retreated into like the shadow portion where it would completely be uncorporeal, but your staff just still solidly hits against mass, and with its last fade, you smack on the head, and whatever little bit of it's already been swiped here, his head just rips off completely and rolls off, and instead of hitting the ground, just goes into a kind of like a swirly smoke and dissipates into the ground. The rest of its body, even the wings, just with the wind, just subtly floats away with almost like a dying, fading scream of "Ah!" Movement, bonus action left.
Well, I'm going to
Give me a flank.
Yeah. Okay, so it had moved up to me. So I've got up to 50 movement. So I'm just gonna run up. It's just basically do a kind of jump into the water behind it. I then still have my key points, so I'm going to spend 1 key point to then go into a flurry of blows.
Okay.
Take your flanking blows.
With advantage. Now, this is with your punches, and this is with your fists and with your knees.
Yeah, it's with my fists, yeah.
You're level 6 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are empowered.
With your magically powered punches, at each strike, they kind of like seem to like glow for a split second as you go in. Roll them all.
Yeah. So that's the first one. So that's
24 hits, 23 hits.
Okay, and let's just do the damage for them. 8 for that one, and 6 for that one.
14, so 12 with a 5 already, so 19. Okay. All right. Still standing at each point. Now he's still in shadow, but at each point, wherever your fists are hitting, they seem to be now going through solidly. And it's only when your fists start glowing white. Jericho, it is now your turn. You have advantage. You guys have got this guy both 2-on-1.
I do indeed. It's time to ditch the shield and go Swayahanda.
Two-handed.
It's not really that valuable, but since they're gonna hit me anyway.
Now, are you now using Swayhander rules, which is even more grim and dangerous than D&D?
Say yes.
20 to hit.
20 hits.
And add 1d8 on top of that, so...
You're smiting.
Yes, of course.
Fantastic.
This is an evil thing. It needs to be smote. So, that's my first level smote. Let me just add the thingamabob. There we go. So that's total of 20 points of damage.
Damn.
No, it is not. It's more than that.
Oh, right, because radiant is multiplied.
Yes, radiant works effectively well against this guy. So it's 12 plus 14 is... That was a massive hit. 26. I was told there'd be no math.
You were lied to. Ha ha ha. This game is all about numbers.
With your one attack, again, the sword glows white. It causes a white arc, tracing in slow motion, swings by, passing through its incorporeal body. Wherever it hits, it just cauterizes a bright white section as it screams out in anger and pain and anguish.
Sliding the blade over the shield stop surface, little sparkles flying out as it does, and back to the shadow with you, and stabbing while still holding onto the shield.
All right,
Scrapes flying up.
Forward. The camera perspective.
Sorry. I was two-handing.
Yeah, you dropped the shield.
I dropped the shield. So
that's all right.
Instead, on the arm plate, the chain on the arm. No, I don't have that either.
Time out.
You can hold it like that.
Because you used a spell.
Huh?
Or because you used the shield spell. That incorporates your body. That gives your entire body. You don't actually physically have a shield.
Okay, so the magical shield on the body.
So you can be dual wielding while still get your AC bonus.
Yep.
Swing it.
I'm gonna swiggity swaggity, going for the boogity. 17.
Hits.
And let's give that also a smite. So that's 3 first level smites. That and only one point of radiant damage. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Still, it's better because any attack with a non-magical weapon is halved.
Mm-hmm.
And you've only been causing... It's only when you smite does it become magical and actually hits.
I assumed as much, seeing as they were incorporeal and evil.
56. All right, so it swipes, and this time he's being more careful about it. It burns as one of its wings is just like in tatters now and becomes a smoky, shadowy mess as it's lying there. As it's lying there in craziness now, it sees the desperation in it. It sinks into the ground, disappearing, and pops open and reappears a few feet away. As it sees on the ground, pinned by her mount, over here. She's pinned by her mount a little bit further away, and as she sees it coming again, she lets out the camera cuts to her face reaction, as it's coming towards coming towards together. Its movement point doesn't quite reach. It uses an entire point of movement just to evade, escape from you guys, and get closer to her. He's now within 5 more feet of melee range, so not quite there. Actually, it would be right about here.
Okay. I can still get some.
Cut to Feng's turn.
Feng just basically, the second the creature disappeared, he was looking around. The second he sees it appear and starts moving, he started chasing. So it's just as it's about, getting close and it's dragging out arms and, she's screaming. You just see Feng just dropping from the air. He's jumped again there. With stuff coming down.
He's reaching out. It's just about to hit, to reach out and touch her. Her face is just when you swing. Oh fuck!
Timing.
Okay.
You get the 6 + 4.
Yeah.
Because you're using the other thing here, right? The two-handed, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 6 + 4, giving a total of 10. Let's see here.
Now, only if you could add a smite on top of that would be four more dice of radiant damage, minimum of 8.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately the dice rolled low on it.
How do you want to do this?
It's just that scene. You just see him just coming down, and it's just the quarterstaff. If this thing's got a mouth, you just see the quarterstaff just hit in the back of it. It just comes right through the mouth, and it's you just see the quarterstaff is the one that's actually, just probably within inches, and then you just see it retract as I just caught it back into.
No worries. Cut to the camera point of view. He's reaching out her face, and there's the evil. Suddenly, from here, the quarterstaff pops up from the mouth. The face, a look of confusion, dissipates. Smoke starts showing up. It just becomes a smoky, shadowy mess, as even his hands are the last random says, as the whisper of.
That was tactical cutting volume.
And just her look again, you're not cosplayers. What are you?
This point, Jericho has arrived and pulls off the mount from the buffet.
When you the camera cuts to a lot clearer now. I need you to give me a athletics check. Athletics skill. Not acrobatics, athletics. Damn, with the natural
He just
20.
flips it.
With one hand.
Flips them
like-
out.
Now that the camera gets a closer look, you it's revealed a lot easier. Your hands reach down, you grab it. What its blackened legs is actually a rubber tire. This mount is actually a red and black ATV, all-terrain vehicle, 4 wheels. It's kind of like a motorcycle.
Well, we don't know they're called ATVs.
No,
we just
just
it's some fancy car.
I'm
He's
confirming
talking
this
to
for
the
our
audience.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up.
Easily just flips it over. You can see like her leg there is kind of like bent at an awkward angle, and she's completely passed out. Her green hat is laying off to the side, and she's just there on the ground, fainted with her leg still like a bit of a crush and her foot at an awkward angle.
Okay, I'm just gonna drop the quarterstaff that by the floor, and it's like I'm gonna rush to her and go down into a crouch and start loop.
Okay.
Into her.
Okay, you set her leg. I'm gonna prepare my fingers for this.
So I'm gonna use my medicine.
You have...
My medicine. Yeah, because I am proficient in medicine.
Yeah, that's why I told you to set the leg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna go. This is gonna probably hurt her more than it's gonna hurt me, and you just hear like, you know.
Roll it.
Roll the medicine.
Give me a natural 1.
Yes, you bloody jinxer.
It's a +6 check and you kill a 1. Yeah,
I know.
I've been there.
As you go down to inspect the leg and set whatever bone is there, you hear a loud crack, and her eyes just shoot open, and you hear a blood curdling scream.
You broke it! It was already broken.
And she's just pounding on the ground.
I'm holding her down. Okay, just set it straight. Set it straight now.
Okay.
And
manhandle it.
yep.
As gently as I can. Yep.
Between the two of you, either give it some healing or
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it.
he's
going
gonna
to be in the right position, and then vroom, my hands are already on her.
You might just find it's not exact. It's like she might have a slight awkward walk for the
Unless
rest
the
of her
magic
life.
is gonna correct that one.
Fix that, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see. Roll me a punch, Feng.
Punch.
For the just
Roll me what normally would be an arm strike.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
25. This is 19 and 20.
You cause 14 points of damage on her.
I will heal 14 points of damage on her.
Because you rolled a natural 1, it's basically doubled, or the thingy.
The way I went about it, I did more damage than I did good.
Yeah. These are more frail creatures than you expected.
Yes.
You have no idea.
You should learn to control your strength, my paladin, my apprentice.
I'm assuming you have that much in healing hands, right?
I have 5 per level, so that's 30 points. So that's almost half, but still, 14 points is doable.
So as she's laying there in agony, the camera zooms in on your hands holding down her leg.
By Peller's might, be thy wounds healed.
As you do the as you touch her, your hand glows, the entire leg glows, and like the area of effect around it glows as well. And her, oh, oh, what'd you do?
I mended
And
your
and the
wounds.
camera zooms in, and her she's able to like flex her boots.
We,
You fixed it.
of course, it's quite simple.
What's going on? Who are you? What was that thing?
I am Jerico Dea, Paladin of Palor.
What's a what?
Yes, we are travelers.
A healer warrior
Oh.
combination of sorts.
I saw you beat up. Were those monsters real?
Shadow demons, I would assume. I've never seen one quite like it. Thank you, Numo.
Just something that shouldn't be moving around, that's for sure.
This is. Am I tripping?
No.
Did I hit my head against something?
Unless your steed did that for you.
My what?
Your steed.
You're currently on the ground, so you can't be tripping.
And she like gets up and
You
starts.
might trip now.
What happened to my ATV?
Oh, it's called ATV. Well, it fell, and you were underneath it.
Let's start from the top.
Well,
You're Jericho. And who and what are you?
He's Feng.
Feng.
Yes,
I'm
Feng.
Stacy.
Greetings, Stacy. We are partners. He's the younger partner in our society.
You guys are married?
No, I am single.
What are you doing here, and how did you get here? Why? And what was how
We were sent here to find the MacGuffin's egg. Have you heard of it?
No.
Either way. Are you still injured? Do you feel any pain anywhere?
No. But I think that's just adrenaline masking up. I think no, I'm fine. Did you heal my leg?
Yes.
How did you do that?
It is the gift of Palor.
Who's Palor? What?
This patron. Don't get him to start talking about Palor.
Listen, you guys are saying a whole bunch of things that just don't make sense, but lately there's a lot of weird things been going on around here, so I'll just chalk this up to one more. It's like the entire Los Angeles area has been hit with.
This is
I don't know.
This is the Angel City.
This is the City of Angels, Los Angeles.
This is where we're supposed to be. Which way to the Holy Woods?
You mean Hollywood? You're looking for Hollywood? Are you guys actors or what?
No. The MacGuffin's egg is supposed to be somewhere in the Holy Woods. Or you pronounce it Hollywood.
Okay. Well, yes, we're in the City of Angels. Hollywood is here, nearby. Is that where you're supposed to go?
Yes, that
Yes.
Assumably, that is what the augurs said.
What order? What's this
Augur.
about an egg?
A great many things depend on it. It is important to us.
The camera zooms out for a few seconds as you the camera zooms out for a second as you guys are just talking back and forth, and she's just there like shaking her head.
Now,
The
where's
audio
her
is
backup that he ordered in like 20 minutes ago?
the sound is muted as it's just the three of you conversing. The camera pulls out a little bit, starting to reveal the forest. The forest, more trees. It reveals a little bit further back. This is just Griffith Park. It's probably a section of maybe 30, a section of maybe 5 mile radius in the middle of a condensed zone of Los Angeles. Cemented, large cement buildings. As now the sun is starting to rise up from the ocean, past behind one of the buildings. The camera's still pulling further back, illuminating the entire area, as the conversation continues. At which point you see the camera rears back. At which point it shows off a couple more green portions of light throughout the surrounding lights. And that's when the camera zooms in one more time. Okay, let me get this straight. You come from another realm, somewhere called Iman.
Yes, that is the city we serve.
And
yeah,
you're
I think she's getting that.
a half orc. And that's not makeup. You're just not human, and you're not human. And those are your real ears.
Well, we are technically half human, both of us. So.
Yeah, we're half humans.
And there's
Fangs wouldn't be as big.
and that was a real monster.
A demon.
Demon.
Wouldn't classify it as a monster. It has technical intelligence.
And this guy, Archon, he stole Excalibur? Merlin's sword?
Who's Merlin?
Merlin's he was like some wizard that used to be in this land. I don't know.
You do have wizards in here.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're not real.
Can you take us to the wizards?
Magic isn't real.
What do you mean magic?
What do we do to your leg? Oh,
Well, the mages did say that arcane magic in this world is different.
I wonder then if like we have magicians, but they just like do card tricks and stuff and pull rabbits out of people's hats.
Yes, our wizards do that too.
Yeah, but it's not real magic. It's all.
Well, it's cheap magic, if you ask me. It's how some wizards who are apprenticing make money performing in the streets.
yeah, and they do illusions also, don't they?
That is the best way to entertain the crowds, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think the best place for me to take you would be to the Magic Castle and see if
That sounds absolutely like the best possible place.
Let's see if they know what's going on.
Yes, a place called Magic Castle. That's absolutely.
And that's
And you
where the
told
wizards
me
are.
there's no wizards here.
It's hard to explain. At which point, like, she's like, here, can you help me get this back on its wheels, please?
Yeah, sure.
Um, advantage. Roll me another athletics.
Oh, my
With
natural 20
athletics
is
with advantage.
not covering the knowing the weight of this. Okay.
Or it could be pure strength, couldn't it?
14.
Athletics gives you plus stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
With the round of 14, yeah, it's about 13. Between the two of you, and even the third, like you at some point have to like go in there and put from the other side, and you flip it over correctly. At which point, like the squawk box, starts like rearing out, and she reaches in and grabs like a long, what is essentially a walkie-talkie, not a rocky-talkie, a walkie-talkie.
It looks like a rocket talkie.
She's like, is you hear it's backup stunning backup we're going. No, everything's fine here now. Cancel. Last order. Listen, Carlos, I've got to take care of something. We'll meet back. I'll be back later with you. Is everything all right? Yeah. We'll talk later. Sorry. Well, this is an interesting situation.
This, we do not wish to be an overly burdeners, but we do not know the lay of the land. But if you would be so kind as to guide us to this magic castle, the wizard there is probably more than able to help us.
Yes, of course. What happened to your horse? And are you okay? Are you guys?
Ah, yes, these will heal. They're just flesh wounds.
And as you're talking there for like, you guys want to take a 1 hour break to heal up?
Yeah.
Or do you guys just want to immediately?
I can move. I'm more bemoaning the state of my shirt now. It's been scratched. It's been ruined. There's blood over it. There's vegetation marks.
Yeah. 1 hour rest sounds just about fine. We need to gather up the camp anyway.
This is all happening as you guys have been talking, and as you sit there to calmly, meditatingly, like there's a sort of like whitish glow around you. Why don't you roll me your hit dice while we're here?
So what did this work that I need to announce how many I use before rolling, or can I roll them one by one?
You can roll them one by one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The important thing about hit dice is that they just eventually run out. You have a maximum of 6 times to use them.
Wow, it's taking its while. Okay, that's.
First one's 5. So.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with. With 15, so that takes me back to 47.
That's amazing. Are you guys really? Can you really heal up that quickly? Like little by little, like whatever wounds they start, like you have like bruises, and your rip is sure where a little bit like of a cut is there from where the nails dragged against you and reached into your actual chest. They start like seeming to like self-heal little by little at a very slow rate, but it's obvious it's happening. The camera zooms in and she touches Feng's chest as she's doing it, like it's like, wow. Here we don't have that art. When we're hurt, that's just it. We can't heal up like you guys can.
Oh,
Can you guys help cure all the people that have been getting sick?
Perhaps. The powers are limited. I can only heal a few a day. Unless we can find the source of whatever is making your people sick. Perhaps removing that will help.
There's... I wonder, how did you get here? Are these two things related?
I cannot say. The only thing I know is that if we do not get the MacGuffin's egg, our world is doomed. We must conserve our powers to serve our own people first. But if the two are aligned, perhaps. It is said that the great evil is going to awaken here and be set free. So, whatever malady is causing you might as well be caused by it.
Well, I think you might be kind of late, because people have been getting sick here for the last 2 months. It's terrible. The streets of the city has been closed. Everybody's locked in their homes. I don't even know that the Magic Castle is going to be open right now.
Well, whether it's open or not is very little of significance. If there's someone in there, we will be able to get in.
Well, if you guys are ready to move,
going to refuse us. Yeah, yes.
Ready to move, then just follow me. I'll take you there.
Right on.
It's at this point, Feng's just looking at his shirt and he goes, "Oh, this is not working," and just takes it off and just dumps it and just go.
You take off the what? The what?
Sexy
Sure.
green screen.
The
Just
sexy shirt.
Yeah. Oh,
Too
it's
sexy
right.
for the shirt.
Yeah, sexy without the shirt.
Yeah.
As you do that,
Sexy.
she without your shirt, she's Stacy is paying keen attention. I mean, because your face, your body, it's so different than what she's used to. Eventually, the scene fades out, and she's now on top of on her ride on the ATV with loud running across almost the parkway. You're on your horseback. Feng, how would you like to be traveling?
I'm running.
You're just straight up.
Oh yeah.
He's as fast as a horse.
Incredibly, you're just like keeping up.
If the horses do the full gap, it's going to leave me in the dust. But if it's just cantering, I can keep up the run with it.
So,
yeah.
traveling in between the trees, the camera follows as the horse. She's on the lead. On ATV, zooming in between the nature's trail. You're on a horse, following behind. Your Feng is on foot, just. Occasionally she'll like look back and make sure that you're still on the ride. Cut to the point of view chase camera as similar to Return of the Jedi. That scene where all of the landsliders are going in between all the trees. The camera's following you through it. Eventually, there's a section where the trees open up completely, showing up a ledge, and as you come over the ledge, the forest stops. The camera cuts to a panoramic point of view as it's just the camera cuts to your reaction as you're just looking at the expanse. Stacy says, "This is it. Welcome to the City of Angels." The camera cuts to point of view, and it's completely from you see from a far away. You're off you're off in the little mountainous area, but looking in the far distance, the city of Los Angeles, concrete jungle, streets, lights, fog. There's a snakish, what seems to be a river, but it's actually a freeway.
By the might of
This
Palor.
is completely alien to you.
By the might of Palor, it is ginormous. How many angels are there?
Oh, the city house has like 20 million people.
There's not that many people in the entire kingdom.
I've heard of empires with that many people according to some censuses, but
One city? The angels truly are something.
Let me bring up one last thing. I want to see if I could pop it off. Here's your view.
you must be.
Oh, let me just change the channel so we can see it better. Woo! What are those rivers with the boats going through them?
Oh, that's the 405.
405.
It's, I guess you don't know. It's like a big road where a lot of vehículos travel on.
Those are carts.
Vehículos.
Vehiculos.
Yes. We call them cars. It doesn't matter. You see that?
Carts, but
you see that? You see that far section way over there?
Yes.
That's where we have to get to. That's
the
where
other
we'll
side
find.
Of the city
That's where we'll find the magic castle.
So we're talking about those towers in the How far is that?
Oh, I don't know. Probably about 2-hour drive on car.
Well, that's not that far then. Well, it seems like
how fast can
That's about 120 miles away. That's about 60 miles away.
60 miles? That's 3 days.
Yeah, I can't run that fast. I would have to rest at some point.
And don't worry. If that's what's necessary to stop what's going on around here, I'll help you get through it. But first,
we are grateful, of course.
Well, first, let's go back to let me lead you to our office, our shack. We'll be able to get supplies and get into our vehicle, and we'll take you from there. Here, follow me this way. And you guys start moving down one more time. The camera cuts through over here as the camera stays lingered here, showing off the extremely large section of Los Angeles. And from there, we fade out. We'll continue next
in a week. Yeah. Well, time to put on the band again. Well. Was the city of angels?
The city of angels.
That was a twist. But apparently, Froggy already knew about it. Thanks for telling us too.
We'll give it away, Froggy.
Disneyland to get Egg McMuffin.
Actually, yes. My God, I can't believe I didn't see like McGuffin's egg. It's like, oh, the toy, it's an Egg McMuffin. So, welcome to the Fey realm.
I am
Everything here is very different.
I am disappointed if you're not even going to go to McDonald's once.
Yeah.
You just have
listen.
to visit McDonald's when you're in America. There's no way around it.
Once we cross the threshold and you enter the Fey realm, you guys are leading from here. We go wherever you want to go. You guys push the story forward. The single moon, yes, fantastic.
Oh yeah, because every other fantasy setting has to have 20 million moons in the sky.
It's got to be
because
different,
we
right?
want the things we cannot have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I hinted at it with the speaking in Spanish and the different skies, the colors, even down to when you're looking at the stars and a couple of them subtly move.
Yeah.
That happens here constantly.
I don't think those are stars. I think they're airplanes.
Well,
twin stars moving in unison across the sky.
Yeah.
So now,
one green, one red.
so I suppose from now the mission is to get to the magic castle. Now you must traverse the Fey realm, and who knows what weird adventures will follow us there. We'll find out next week. So
I can't wait to meet the Grand Wizard.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's
not call it the Grand Wizard. Yeah.
The White Wizard with the Grand Wizard.
He'll be the Grand Wizard will be with they have white robes, white magical robes.
And they do magic rituals, and they have a Grand Wizard. What else can they do?
Carrying torches, as all good wizards do. Yeah.
You mean the wands with the fire spells on them?
Some of them. Actually, I think the Grand Wizard has red robes on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of them have broomsticks. Sorry, most of them.
Oh my god.
Well, you know the funny thing is, if you were to see that iconography of a certain clan and show it in the context of Spain, that's actually a Roman Catholic. It's a religious ceremony that's going on.
Yeah, they are Roman Catholics. That is their whole spiel. They're like uber Christian.
No, but
everything else is wrong. They whatever. We're not going to go into it.
No. But what I mean is the actual everyone that associates that the clothing is just solely the clan. No, it's actually those garments are worn by Spanish priests during certain ceremonies there.
And they don't have the negative connotation in Spain as they do in America.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because in America, the only history of that sort of costume is with the clan.
And people put in the wee coats on Halloween. And
it would, 1910 through 1920s was the big old movement of it. At the same time, that's when Superman comics came out, and one of the pivotal things was Superman versus the KKK.
Yeah.
In which case, that's when the Klan lost its popularity and appeal, because people are like, fuck yeah, Superman thinks they're evil, then they're obviously evil.
It's not just that, but what it was is the KKK were quite secret about some of the stuff they did. So the actual entire Superman stuff was actually built to reveal their secrets and their views and all that.
Yeah, they actually had somebody researching the clan and revealing their secrets through Superman.
It was like, members. It was like ex-members. Or it was people who had researched the clan.
Yeah.
Actually put into the storylines. It was actually to destroy. It was to stop people from. It was to give the counterpoint there. And use, the appeal that Superman had with kids to actually present, well, this is what they're talking about, instead of having the KKK talk in a vacuum. there.
Like
I was
they do
really-
now. Huh?
I was really hoping you were going to fight the gangbangers.
But
I was
alas,
really hoping you were going to fight the gangbangers.
alas, Jericho
I
didn't want
just
to.
find it funny that it's technically, it sounds like it's the gangbangers that reported us potentially to the forestry service.
Well, we'll get there's reasons, but we'll get into that after. But I was hoping to fight those guys. That would have been amazing. When you ran away, I'm like, fuck, now I gotta pull shit out of my ass again because fucking players are doing whatever players do.
At least you didn't show that to us. We greatly appreciate that. That's for our paid segment for the deeply disturbed Patreon subscriber.
Players making holes in your plans as they go along. Yeah.
That's what it is, man. It's fine. It's all good. You know what? The same way that I surprise you guys with like weird shit, the same way that you guys surprise me and have me react to the same. It's a give and take. It's part of the fun part that I like.
Yeah.
I love. And again, I go off of the lazy DM book, which just means have ideas.
Yeah.
And flesh them out only if somebody goes in and you know.
So Cliff Notes style.
Yeah, Cliff Notes style. It's actually, I think of it like video game rendering. It's like
don't render it until
it's an open world area. It's only when you get close to it that I start filling in the details. And
there are some details, some places that you can already flesh out, like the mandatory ones the player needs to get to. Like we need to get to the McMuffin. MacGuffin. So
the
you can flesh
castle.
out the place where we are going to.
Oh yeah.
We are going to Magic Castle. So most likely we're gonna end up there. So it's a safe bet to flesh that out in advance if you want to.
And as long as no one in the audience or in the group has been invited to the Magic Castle, you can make any sort of layout you want. And
Who knows? Maybe Magic Castle has changed.
Shit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in constant motion.
That would be kind of cool if we. How about I like where Blinking's going with this. Maybe the Magic Castle should be inside of Disneyland.
She's thinking of the wrong Magic Castle. She's thinking of the fairy tale castle in the center.
Actually, I've got. I'm saying it now. We're going to Disneyland.
I always wanted to
It's
go to
full of
Disneyland.
magic. It's a magical place.
I'm taking you to the most magical place in the kingdom.
We're gonna get so sued by Disney. I'm gonna make Mickey my bitch.
Oh, now that's what's gonna get you sued.
So, audience, any guesses what we are gonna find in the magical land of Disneyland? No, it's Marky
It's
Moose.
Marky Moose.
Oh yeah,
For legal purposes.
we're not gonna go to Disneyland. We're gonna go to Disney-esque land. So there's gonna be Marky Moose going out the
Gaffy.
gopher.
Who knows? I mean, honestly, there's so much cool stuff to do here in Los Angeles. When you guys are off-worldly visitors, it's gonna be fantastic. So many experiences. For you.
Florida, man.
Gator, part man. We call him the Gator King.
God damn it,
Florida.
Froggy, you broke me.
You know how us Blinky doesn't get it. Let me explain to you what a Florida man is. You know how us Americans are really dumb and constantly were like stupid videos of us doing stupid shit, like on all the movies from Jackass. There's there's one place in particular, Florida, where those fools are just the worst. They have the most video time of doing stupid shit. Like people like literally get eaten all the time because they're wrestling with live crocodiles. They thought it was a good idea.
Florida is the America of the America.
Yes.
The
Tons of Darwin Awards, and Florida man is the king of the Darwin Award.
Exactly.
There's a reason why Florida is a nice retirement home for most other Americans, because most Floridians kill themselves before they get to retirement age, so there's spare houses and there's a nice climate.
Yeah, lots of Finns live in Florida. There's actually, I think there's entire towns where most of the people speak Finnish.
Yeah, because they don't want to spend another winter freezing their arse off ever again.
I utterly understand that sentiment.
As a Scotsman, even I understand it. It's just unfortunately, as a Scotsman, I am evolved.
Zimmy, you have no say in this. You're not on live.
Wait. This makes sense that Zimmy's from Florida. How many of your characters have died now?
We're all fucked now when he's GM for the next game. You know that.
Hello, I would like to report a murder.
Yeah, we think he might be a serial killer. There's at least 3 deaths planned.
Oh boy.
At least we're having fun with it.
Yes.
You know we love you, Sammy.
Even if you're from, even the Florida Zimmy.
So
But
yeah,
that's explain all the dumb
I
things
chose
you
LA versus I chose Los Angeles versus whatchamacallit, Florida.
Florida.
We were this close to getting to the night version of the Los Angeles, which would have looked like that.
Wow.
Again, that's what it looks like from up on the Griffith Park Hill.
That would have been scary.
We've just been going, what's that river light?
What's that sea of light?
The amazing thing is
that fire?
on a real deal, like if you live in Los Angeles and you look up at the night sky like at midnight, between midnight and 4 a.m, the sky is fucking bloody orange, like this color orange. It's
because of the light pollution.
It's the light pollution. It just gets trapped by. I mean, look at this layer of fog behind us.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, with the corona, I hear it's actually pretty clear.
It's clear right now, yeah.
Yeah, and in London they've got a word for that: smog. We kind of got rid of it, like nearly 70 years ago.
Yeah, something the Americans could learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zimmy's like, yeah, I'm not going back to Florida.
I don't blame you, Zimmy, not at all.
Too many Florida men live there.
Zimmy is one of the few smart Florida men.
Well, I hope you have fun with this fight.
To be honest, the after game banter was more fun, but
oh my goodness. Yeah.
But it would not have been anything without the game itself. So
Yeah.
you need the build-up for the payoff.
Yeah.
And the build-up was excellent. Oh, would it be muy bene? No, that's Italian.
Molto bene.
What are they? I remember he was from Southeast, but I can't remember the state.
I'm obviously from the completely other coast. He's
Yeah.
East Coast, I'm West Coast. He's southeast, I'm southwest.
So
yeah.
But you're now northwest, aren't you?
Audience and Dr. Spooky. Name these 3 states. The northmost, the eastmost, and the westmost states of America. United
What's the
States
state?
of America.
Oh, then state this again.
Alaska, Hawaii, and what was the third one?
North, west, east.
Well,
Florida.
west.
I think Florida beats New York or beats Maine.
Isn't Maine might just be nudging it a wee bit more?
I'm not. Oh, I think it might even be one of the little islands, Rhode Islands, or. Dude, you're asking America about America.
Yeah, even the Americans don't know that.
The answer is Alaska.
Is Alaska not?
Alaska is eastmost, westmost, and northmost of the states.
Okay.
It's
All right.
it's lacking in the southmost by surprisingly little.
That sounds
because
accurate.
Because it goes over the
date line.
yes, Alaska is on both sides, so it's the
that's-
westmost as
all
well.
right. Just because of the
As
date
the
line,
eastmost,
yes.
yes.
Forgot about that.
I knew it was I knew I'm like it's northmost. I'm like it's very. I'm thinking it might even be the most westmost, but I think Hawaii beats it. But
No, it's
It's not-
because it's got a nice big chain. Because that was the fear. Because when Japan was slowly moving up the islands in
Yeah.
Alaska.
You also forget places like Guam.
it's not a state though.
No. Point taken. It should be.
They're
It should be
protectorates, but they're not even provinces.
territories.
They're territories, right?
Is
Because even Puerto,
territory, or is it?
it's a territory.
Puerto Rico is also a territory, and so is Washington D.C. Washington D.C.
Puerto Rico
not a
is
state.
almost a state, but yes, it's a territory, and it's a. I think it's technically a province or.
Washington D.C. is not even a territory. It doesn't have that much self-governance as territories do.
Technically, out of the 50 states, there's only 47 real states. The other 3 are provinces: province of Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, and somewhere else. Connecticut. They're technically provinces,
Maine?
not states.
Yeah, it's like they're either provinces or territories and all that. They don't actually have the word state in the title anywhere.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. This DC is a district.
It's technically.
Oddly enough, Washington State is just a few miles above from where I live in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Washington DC is so all the way across the other nation.
Yeah, I know. It's like one of the ironies is like where I live in Fife. It's technically not a county because if you go across all our old borders, the signage is Kingdom of Fife because Fife used to be an ancient kingdom in Scotland. So all our technically on the administration level, it's a county, but we still like on all our greeting boards as you drive in. Nope, Kingdom of Fife.
Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna have to start skedaddling towards other businesses, and
Yeah.
thank you all for. Wait! Before we go, when do we start next week? Shall we?
Yeah.
2 hours or 1 hour sooner? I'm good with going earlier than usual, but I think you should go 1 hour sooner.
Yeah, it's just the reason why I was about to say is because if I'm say working on one of the Saturdays, I still need time to get in from work.
Yes, Blinky, we're thinking of going 1 hour earlier.
1 hour, yeah.
So 1 hour earlier. So
We may do after that. Maybe go one more earlier, but we'll see. For started, let's just do one so that we're not too far off. Everybody's
then earlier than usual.
you heard it here, folks. Next week,
Be there or be square.
same channel, different time.
Yeah. Same bad channel, different bad time. All right.
The early bat gets the Joker.
Exactly. All right. This is time where we call for the traditional bonus nachos, everyone.
Yep,
Bonus nachos, everybody.